in Texas, as we talk about the state, is our school districts are getting better at understanding that RTI is a systems approach to problem solving for children versus a name of a service or a place. And while I think that sounds maybe simplistic, what I do know is when RTI first came out, everyone was jumping to having forms and documents and making sure that we were promoting a way to support students. And we've evolved in our state to understanding it's a systems issue of aligning general ed, special ed, and how we look at a continuum of supports for children. The thing that I think is very important for all of us to realize as we continue to grow in RTI, and now it's being called MTSS, which stands for Multiple Tiered Systems of Supports, is that there's a two-prong approach. One is having your data serve as a foundation for what you're doing, but two, making sure the data is easy to access from a teacher standpoint and then implement it into an evidence-based intervention. What we know is that if we have data being collected alongside the intervention piece, and we're really monitoring progress at that very cellular level, if you will, then teachers are going to make very good decisions about designing instruction and supporting students. So what I think we've got to continue to grow at in our state is understanding how important technology can be in that whole discussion, and that how are we housing that data within our technology systems, and what interventions lend themselves to sliding in and complementing what we're doing as a support system for students. Technology then becomes a vehicle in which we can really have those important discussions that we need to for children. So when I go into a school district and when I'm in Texas, the first thing I recommend to our curriculum coordinators and directors and our special ed directors is let's sit down and have a discussion about technology. Let's talk about the needs of your students, and then let's align all those systems together so that we have one seamless process. And when we start doing that, you start to see the growth that happens in school districts. So the data is important, the evidence-based interventions we're using, and understanding how the interventions interplay with the direct instructional piece that always occurs in Tier 1.
My name is Megan Stauffer. I'm a licensed school psychologist at China Spring ISD. Today I came to learn a little bit more about RTI. I work mainly with the high school students, so trying to figure out how we can beef up our RTI system at our high school. Something that I thought was really interesting was how we talked about breaking down the G's into language that teachers can understand and giving them some practical tools that they can take back that tie to the G's and they can actually use in real life with their students every day. So I would like to go back and try to get something like that together for my district. As far as the software goes, I really thought the Mind Play software was very interesting, especially considering that I do work with high school students. I liked that it didn't make them feel like they were on a younger level if they're reading at a grade level that's elementary, because that's really important with my high school students. They don't want to feel like they're reading at that low of a level. And I think it'll encourage them more to advance as they go on.
Hello, my name is Jaquetta Sims. I am from Waco ISD. I am the Behavior Intervention Specialist at West Avenue Elementary School. Dr. O said something about the RTI, not keeping the child in the same tier for extended period of time, and also that there's different tiers for different subjects. That was great. I also like the idea of training the teacher, not doing a workshop, sitting down with the teachers, training them with their own students, letting them know that they're supposed to talk about the student, not about the family. These are great things that teachers need to know, and to know they're not coming from the principal to hurt them. The lesson plans, all of this is not coming from one person. It is what is required throughout, across the board. So Thank you so much, Dr. O, for the information you gave us today.
I'm McKinney. I work in Waco ISD. I was motivated to come today because I was very interested in learning more about RTI, since I'm somewhat responsible for that on our campus. One of the things Dr. O said today that was really powerful was to make sure that we're moving our students through the system, through the tiers fluidly, because we have some situations right now that we're not doing that. So that was really eye-opening for me. She is awesome. She's very engaging and encouraging to the people that were here today, and I just love listening to her, so I hope she can come back to Waco.
My name is Denise Wooden. I'm from Killeen ISD at Eastern Hills Middle School. I'm the campus instructional specialist. This training was really great. We actually have a lot of parents that want RTIs throughout their entire day. And learning that it's now focusing on one subject, math or reading, and just going from that one subject and then moving on, and getting that student more up to date on what they're supposed to be reading, and just going from that one subject and then moving on, and getting that student more up to date on what they're supposed to be doing in that particular subject and then moving on. I think that's going to empower more students and help them out and our teachers a lot easier as the process goes on.